WWE has us right in their palms of their hands, and we're just here eating straight out of it. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Wicked Bitter channel. I'm Travis. I thank you for checking out this video. If you're somebody who has already subscribed to this channel, welcome back. And if you're somebody who's new to this channel, I ask that you please take a couple seconds to consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, because here we talk about pro wrestling. We're posting videos weekly. We answer emails, comments. We do the whole shebang here. And we would love to have you join our community, because so far it's a great place here. Everybody talks to one another, hangs out with one another. It's a really fun place. What better way to talk about wrestling than to talk about wrestling with other people? I absolutely freaking love it. Naturally, it's a common thing to have the come down from WrestleMania, right? The lead up to WrestleMania is always very hype. A lot of people are interested. They got viewership numbers. You know, The Rock showing up, Roman Reigns is there almost every single week. And now we start to see what it's like when WrestleMania is over and it starts to come down a little bit, and people will blame it. It always amazes me. People will blame it on things that have no factor as to why it's on the down. People will blame it as Cody Rhodes is the reason why numbers are down. No, it's WrestleMania is the Super Bowl, okay, for wrestling. It's going to be at an all-time high. And then after it's done, people go back to their normal lives, okay? People go back to, okay, well, now we got months to go, and WWE will take their time and stretch things out, and they're not as, intense. It's a normal thing to happen. It happens every single year, so let's stop putting blame on people like Cody, putting blame on people like Becky Lynch, putting blame on people like Damian Priest. They're fine. It's not them. They're not the reason. Don't go and blame the Backlash buyout numbers on them. Let's just chill, okay? Let's just tranquilo. Isn't that what Balor says? While it is on the downswing after WrestleMania, of course, we don't have too many things to talk about. I think the hottest thing in WWE right now, obviously, is the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre deal. Understandably so. And Drew McIntyre, if you're not checking out his Twitter or his X or whatever you want to call it, you're missing some gold, man. Drew McIntyre is one of the best in the business at trolling. He is hilarious. You got to go see it. He had the whole Eminem thing earlier today, the Stan, as he's writing stuff on a pin pad or a notepad or whatever. And then the camera swings around. He gets up and walks away, and the paper said CM Punk is a bitch. I mean, this dude is undefeated right now. He's just hitting every stride there is to hit. My voice is feeling a little scratchy today. I went to a Foo Fighters concert last night. This has nothing to do with wrestling, but I went to a Foo Fighters concert last night. My God, that is the greatest concert I've ever been to. That place was insane. The crowd there, and you know what was even cool too? After their very last song, they got off the stage, and then everybody in the crowd put up the flashlights on their phone. It was looking into a sea of the fireflies for Bray Wyatt. In my head, my wrestling mind, that's all I thought about. I'm like, man, look at all these fireflies here for Bray Wyatt. And I wouldn't even be surprised if more than half of those people don't even watch wrestling. Let's get into what the meat is of this video. Let's DX it, break it down. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on here with Dominik and Liv Morgan. I know a lot of people have talked about it. You've probably seen all the pictures on the internet by now. It's interesting, and this is why I love WWE nowadays, is because you got to pay attention to literally everything. We noticed this on the road to WrestleMania when Rock was out there fighting Cody Rhodes in the parking lot, and on the trailers had Stone Cold and John Cena on there. Everybody always just well, maybe they're coming, and I think Austin was going to go, but things didn't work out. But if we're staying on this here, right, they were kind of right. I mean, everything that happens in the background, you're seeing it all over the place now. I mean, interviews that happen, backstage segments, there's always the main focal piece, and then there's something happening in the background. So now when I watch WWE, I'm always looking. Sometimes I even look past the interview, and I'm just yeah, whatever. I just want to see what's going on behind you, because there's always something. There's always Paul Heyman lurking. He's talking to somebody. It's always Drew talking to Judgment Day. I mean, there's something going on all the time. And a couple of weeks ago, it might have been even last week, we saw a backstage interview, and I can't even remember who it was now, because like I said, I always look past the interview now, which is probably not a good thing. I should probably pay attention to these interviews. I want to say maybe it was Sami Zayn talking. I can't even remember, but somebody was being interviewed backstage, and you saw Liv Morgan in the background, in the far background, walk out of a room, and then a few seconds later, Dominik Mysterio walks out of that same room, and you're just like, huh, what's going on there? And then in a few videos, I mentioned Liv Morgan says she's on her revenge tour. She wants to take everything away from Rhea Ripley. She wants to take everything away that she loves. starting with the women's championship. Ripley is gone right now, so what else can Liv Morgan take away? If she can't take the title away from Rhea Ripley right now, then that world title, that is just a goal of hers. Right now, I think Liv Morgan is focusing on taking Dominik away from Rhea Ripley. It sounds obvious. I know we're all thinking about it, but it's interesting to see how they're going to play this because there's multiple ways they can go. They could have it where Liv kind of breaks up Judgment Day from within, or they could have Liv try to seduce and try to convince Dom to be with her, or they can kind of have it where she's kind of teasing Dom, where he doesn't necessarily fully join alongside her, but then when the time comes where Dom is in a situation where he could help Liv Morgan, let's say beat Becky Lynch for the title, or maybe even if it comes down to Dominik caught in the middle between Liv and Rhea Ripley, who does he help? People are like, does Dom stay loyal to Ripley, or does he join now with Liv Morgan? There's different ways to go here. And then, also what I think would be funny is if they can do this both ways, honestly. It would work both ways. But it would make more sense for Rhea to do this. But if Dom ends up helping Ripley, right? Everybody cheers, right? And then he goes in for like a hug or something, and then she kind of just turns him away. So, which would fully solidify Rhea Ripley as the babyface and Dom as a heel, or if Liv Morgan, this is the other way. Liv Morgan could be just using Dom, which I fully expect her to be doing if that is what we're going to do. And he helps Liv Morgan win. He thinks that he's got a new Mami. He thinks he's got Liv. He's upgraded. Hey, awesome. And then once she wins the title, she's like, nope. And once she beats Rhea, she's like, no, I don't need you. I was just using you for this. See you later. Bye-bye. I could see that definitely being what happens. One of those two scenarios, but the good thing is WWE has a few good options of how to book this and where do they want to go. And we all kind of just assume that the Judgment Day are ending soon, right? Maybe this is part of the plan. Dominik keeps showing up with new friends every week. He's got Santos. He's got Carlito. I mean, he's Andrade at some point he had him. So I think they're testing what it's going to be like when Dom breaks up with when Judgment Day breaks up in general. Dominik will go his own way. Maybe he'll join another faction. Maybe he'll join Legado, but Legato's on SmackDown, so probably not. Maybe LWO, but that means he probably would have to be a babyface. Maybe he just becomes friends and hangs out with Carlito. Who knows? I don't think Dominik will be by himself when the Judgment Day break up. I think he will join alongside someone else. I just don't know who yet. It could be any one of those few people I mentioned, or he can just maybe kind of hang around with Liv Morgan, kind of like just so we can all get the tease of like, is he actually going to be with her kind of thing? But yeah, I feel like this is going to be months planned, and honestly, Rhea Ripley, I don't think, I mentioned I would think Liv Morgan would beat Becky Lynch soon. I don't think she's going to beat her at the upcoming pay-per-view or premium live event, King and Queen of the Ring. I don't think she's going to beat her there. I originally said SummerSlam, but then I looked at the schedule, and SummerSlam is like months away. So I don't think it's going to be there. I think she's going to beat her sooner than that. And I think even someone in the comments mentioned maybe Clash at the Castle in Glasgow or Glasgow. I think that would be best for Liv to beat her there because the crowd in Scotland are going to probably be behind Becky Lynch like big time. And what better way for Liv to win the title and to get all of the people booing her, which makes it look even better than to beat Becky Lynch there for the title and then the crowd will just hate Liv Morgan and then maybe we can get a rematch at SummerSlam between the two. I don't know. I don't think it's going to take Liv that long to beat her, but I also don't think she's going to beat her right away. It's interesting though because at the start of Raw, Dominik comes out and he's got the purple bandana around his neck, noticeably, right? Everybody notices it, sees it. And then a few scenes later, backstage, Dominik no longer has it. And then after the show, Liv Morgan posts pictures of herself with a little bit of the purple bandana coming out of her pocket. Now, think about this. WWE has to know. They have to know that people are always looking for stuff because that purple bandana was just barely coming out of Liv Morgan's pocket. Barely. So WWE knows there's going to be some people out there who are going to be looking very closely at Liv Morgan and like everything she does. So that's crazy. They're onto us. They know it. And like I said, we are in the palm of their hands. They are playing all of us. They are in complete control. They know what they're doing, and we're all just feeding into it. We're all buying it. We all are doing exactly what they think we're going to do. And yes, that bandana was in Liv Morgan's pocket, and people spotted it and brought it to my attention. It's all over the internet now. It's all over social media now. So this is definitely where we're going with this. We just don't know from which angle are they going to come from, but this is definitely what we're going with here. I partly think Liv might not break up Judgment Day, like I had said before. I think she's just going to kind of sway Dominik away. And then in the meantime, Judgment Day is breaking up on their own because you got that intensity between Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough now. So I think those three guys, I think Balor and Priest are going to kind of like clash, no pun intended. And Dominik is just going to be the result of like a fallout kind of thing. Like he's not going to be involved in like any of the turns. He'll probably just get swayed away by Liv. I could see that definitely happening. And I think that Balor and Priest thing is happening soon, man. Balor has been teasing it heavy on social media. And if we're buying into anything he's saying, and we got to pay attention to everything in WWE, I think that's coming very soon. And it's crazy because I think Priest's reign as a champion is not going to be a long one. I think it's going to be very short, and I think it's going to be because of Balor. If and when Becky Lynch loses to Liv Morgan, I can definitely see Liv Morgan holding that title up until, I don't know how long it's going to take Rhea to be out. I heard it's going to be a long time, 8-9 months. They might be able to maybe push her longer than that and have Rhea Ripley show up and return at this next year's Royal Rumble. I know that sounds like a long ways away, and it is, but her injury is purportedly very serious. So if Liv Morgan beats Becky Lynch and she goes on this reign as this very top heel character on Raw as champion, you can have Rhea Ripley show up at the Rumble, win the Rumble, and then go after Liv and beat her at WrestleMania. That's just one of the ways I would handle this. This is probably my favorite way to handle it, depending on how long Rhea Ripley's going to be out for. That's going to be it for now, guys. Hey, I would love to do another video with emails because I haven't done one in a while. So if anybody watching, whether you're subscribed to this channel yet or not, if you're not, you definitely should, by the way. I'm just saying, this is a great channel to be a part of. We're growing, and we're going to take this thing up to new heights. And whether you subscribe or not, this train ain't stopping. We're going to keep putting stuff out there, and I really hope you do join us. I really hope you do consider subscribing to this channel because we'd love to have you. But I am going to put my email here on the video, and I would love for you guys to email me in. Let me know how you think this is all going to play out with Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch and the Judgment Day if you want to get into that too. Or you can email about anything in WWE right now. I would love to answer or talk to you guys about literally any of it. I'll get emails from you, and I will make a video about it, and we can talk about it from there. Until then, guys, until we yeet again, stay bitter.